Hi, it's Grandma Lori, and today's story is Jackson Jones, Superhero. Jackson Jones loves superheroes. That's what got him through every day, dreaming of superheroes. He wanted to be a superhero when he grew up. You see, Jackson was the smallest in his class and wore glasses. The other kids loved pushing him around and sitting on him at recess. They would never get caught either because they made sure no adults were around. Jackson came home after one particularly bad day and cried to his mom, "Mommy, the kids are so mean to me today, worse than ever." "It's okay, sweetie. Let's get you a glass of milk and a cookie and we can talk about it," Mom said soothingly. As Jackson told Mom about his day, she hugged him even tighter. It made him feel better. Of course, the milk and cookie didn't hurt. After he was done talking, Mom looked at him with teary eyes and said, "I'm so sorry, sweetie. I'll talk to the principal tomorrow. In the meantime, you've had a rough day. Why don't you lie down for a while and dream of superheroes?" Jackson fell asleep in no time. He dreamed he was a superhero flying over the city. Pretty soon, he heard a voice behind him saying, "Hey there, young man. What are you doing up here?" Jackson was so surprised he didn't notice the man beside him was dressed the same way he was. It was a superhero. Once he got over the shock, he said, "I'm a superhero. I'm here to save the world." The superhero laughed. "I see. Well, you don't have to be a superhero to save someone." "Really?" said Jackson. He had never thought about that before. He thought you had to be a superhero to save someone, just like the ones he saw in the movies and on TV. The superhero said, "Not at all. As a matter of fact, what I do doesn't hold a candle to the true superheroes. Want to see?" With a confused look on his face, Jackson said, "Sure." With that, the pair flew into the city. Suddenly, they came upon a car accident. Jackson started to fly down to help, but the superhero put his hand on his arm to stop him. "Wait a minute," said the superhero. Just then, they heard sirens racing toward the accident. It was a fire truck. The firefighters jumped off the rig and ran toward the car, pulling a man out. "Wow, that was great! Do they have superhuman strength?" asked Jackson. The superhero laughed. "No, but they have superhuman love for others. That's what gives them the strength and courage to save lives. They're truly superheroes." As they talked, they continued flying over the city. Jackson recognized his older neighbor, Mrs. Cleveland. "There's Mrs. Cleveland, she's my neighbor." They swooped down to see another woman with Mrs. Cleveland, who was helping her with her groceries. "Oh, that's my neighbor, Miss Evans. She's a teacher at my school." The superhero smiled a knowing smile and said, "What Miss Evans is doing is a superhero move. She's saving Mrs. Cleveland from carrying her bag of groceries." "That's not saving her," said Jackson. "Actually, it is. It's saving her from carrying that big bag. In Mrs. Cleveland's eyes, Miss Evans is a superhero." Jackson was more confused than ever. As they flew over the hospital, they noticed a nurse sitting beside the bed of a little girl reading her a story. "Now that's a real superhero," said the superhero. "She's just reading to her," exclaimed Jackson. "Yes, but you don't see all the other things the nurse does to help that girl. She sits with her when her parents aren't around, she cleans her up if she gets sick, and she takes care of her as if the girl were her own. She's a real superhero." Jackson was getting a little angry. "You keep telling me these regular people are superheroes, but they don't have any superpowers. They can't fly. How are they superheroes?" The superhero smiled. "They have the one superpower we can only imitate. They have superhuman love for others. It doesn't matter if they're in the same family or not. They love, so they do everything they can to help, and to the person they help, they are superheroes." Just then, Jackson woke up. He thought a little bit before jumping out of bed and running downstairs. Mom, I want to be a firefighter or maybe a nurse. Can we go check on Mr. Banks next door?"